Another really good way to use your ActivSlate is with a program called Kidspiration. Kidspiration is also another program that's found in the productivity folder in all Frederick County elementary schools. And one of the really great things about Kidspiration is that it comes with a lot of built-in activities for reading and writing, math, science, and social studies. So today I want to take a look at some of the math activities. And you can see that you can scroll up and down to find different activities. The activities are sorted by alphabetical, by the title, and not by the skills that they target, which is kind of unfortunate because it would be really great if you could actually have it broken up into different skill sections, but that's the way it is. So here it is all the Kidspiration titles. You can see there's a lot of different templates. And let's go with subtraction with blocks, and we're going to click OK. And one of the nice things about the templates in Kidspiration is that the first page is always a sample page that you can use to first find out what you need to do for this particular activity, and so that you can practice. So in this first page, it is the example. We're going to use base 10 blocks to cross out or stamp out tool to represent 276 minus 122. So as you can see, we have two hundreds, and the stamp out tool has been used to stamp out one flat of 100. And we've got 7 rods of 10, and we have 6 ones here. So we're using the stamp out technique, and the stamp out tool is down at the bottom here, which if we were on an active page you'd be able to use. So let's go to the next page. So up here in the top right hand corner, you're going to see there's the down arrow here is a bright orange, which means there are multiple pages, but right next to it is the go to page button, and just to look that there are 4 total pages in this activity. So I'm going to cancel out of that, and I'll just click the down arrow here to go to the next page. Okay, so in this particular example, we're going to use base 10 blocks to stamp out 325 minus 224. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 300s, and I'm going to drag over 2 rods of 10 to represent our 20, and then 5. And then you can come back over here and just click this again to be 2, 3, 4, 5, and that way you don't have to drag it all the way over like that. Okay, so now we have 325 minus 224. So we want to start using our stamper tool to X out what we need. So from the 1, we'll start with the ones column. We need to X out 4. So X out 1, and then I can hold my control key down or my shift key down, and I can select multiple blocks, come down, hit the stamper, so those are stamped out, and we can see we have 1 left. And I want to stamp out 2 from the tens column, so holding my shift key down, I'll select both of them and come down and use my X stamper to stamp that out. And we need to take out 2 from the hundreds column, so I'll come down here again, I'll click on 1 flat, a second flat, click on the stamper tool, and they're gone. So now we count what's left. So we have 100, 0 tens, and 1 1. So we would put as our answer in the little box here 100, 0 10, and 1 1, or 101. Okay, and so I can go on through the rest of the pages as well. Kidspiration allows you to customize this. If I want to customize it, if I click here on one of the boxes and I double click it, I can change it to whatever I wanted. So if I wanted to subtract 347, I could change it that way, and that allows me to customize each of the activities so that I can reuse these activities. And if I did that, I would simply come up here and choose the file, save as, and then I would just save it anywhere on the computer as a new subtraction activity. And then I could save that onto the network for the students to get to it. And if I wanted to do a different activity, I come up and I click on the little yellow guy here, kind of looks like Pac-Man Jr. And that brings us back to the starter page, and I could select another math, or go back to reading, science, or social studies that way. Okay. So one of the really nice things that Kidspiration has done is they do have a document that can explain all of the language arts Common Core connections that you can use Kidspiration for, and all the math Common Core connections. So I'm going to select this particular document, the English Language Arts Common Core, and that's going to open up a PDF file here. And let me just get it into view. And in it, it's a rather long document. It has all K through 6 in it. And so I'm going to kind of scroll down here. And coming down to, let's go to, back up here, second grade standards. Some of the second grade standards, and I'll zoom in a wee bit. And you can see that there's these little green sticky notes next to it. If you put your mouse over the sticky notes, it'll tell you ideas on how to use Kidspiration with when you're addressing some of these common cores. So it's a very handy document to have available as you're doing some planning, to just double check to see what you can use Kidspiration for. For example, here for grade 2, we have this strand where it says describe how words and phrases supply rhythm and meaning in a story, poem, or song. And down at the bottom they have 2 activities, the compound words activity and the idioms say what activity, which I can then bring up from the reading language arts. I can just scroll down a little bit to, here's compound words, or I can start working on my words and vocabulary, and that's how I can address that particular strand. So the PDF document is a really great thing to have, and I will be sending that out to you as a separate attachment. So that's how we can use Kidspiration with your slate, and how you can get to the documents that can help you align your Kidspiration learning with the Common Core.